I mean, I always worked in the nights because, it's like another world. The night world is everybody sleeping. So,
Even if you're a morning person, you have to admit that the night has something special about it. Probably the calm that accompanies it, right? No family members to disturb you, no boss to micromanage you, no calls, no emails, no social pressure or judgment. It's a blank canvas that you can paint on as you will. There is even a modern Chinese term for sacrificing sleep to regain a sense of freedom or personal time after a busy, overscheduled day. It is a psychological phenomena where people who lack control over their daily schedules stay up late to do what they want. But then I thought, could I not have the same thing in the day if I recreated such an environment? Is it just about the blank canvas, or does it have to be a black canvas? Looking into this, I found that our psychology may actually prefer the dark for creativity, for generating new ideas. Darkness literally changes cognition. I came across this cognitive experiment from the 1940s called the candle problem, which gave its participants a candle, a box of thumbtacks, and a book of matches. They were asked to somehow attach the candle onto the dry wall in a way that the wax doesn't drip on the table right below it. Almost everyone tried one of two things. They either used the melted wax to stick the candle to the wall or tried pinning the candle to the wall with a thumbtack. But none of the solutions could avoid the wax from dripping down to the table. The reason for this lack of a solution is that we struggle to see objects beyond their usual function, and that is a big barrier for creative thinking. A more flexible and explorative thinking would have made the participants pin the thumbtack box onto the wall and then place the candle in that box. But no one thought of a box of thumbtacks anything more than a box of thumbtacks. Interesting, but it still doesn't answer our question about the dark. The whole picture about darkness came together when I then came across another experiment where similar creative insight problems were given to the participants years later, but this time under different lighting conditions: bright, dim, and neutral. This is where everything started making a lot of sense. People performed better on these creative problems in dim lighting. I found that the brain's inner critique weakens in the dark. This happens because the low lighting gives an illusion, a perceived freedom from the societal judgment and pressure. This encourages our brain to explore ideas and ways that it normally wouldn't. We become more flexible, more explorative, and more risk-taking in dim lighting. These results, though, were specific to direct intentional lighting, like a study lamp, and not informal diffused lighting, like a wall lamp. But the brain's inner critique weakens further at night because of something else: fatigue. Because our brain gets tired by the end of the day, and so does the logic, self-control, and filtering part of the brain. We become even more risk-taking and associate random things, a process great for generating new ideas. So the night creativity is partly a cognitive illusion and partly you being too tired to care enough. But the same thing that allows you to take the risk and entertain a good idea that you otherwise would have ignored makes you entertain a bad idea that you otherwise would have ignored. Ideas may feel original, but may not always be better. Night doesn't make you smarter, it makes you feel smarter. And let's be real, some of the association that the night has with creation is also because that's what you hear from other creative individuals. There is a social conditioning that happens. You start believing that to be creative, you need to be a night owl like others. Let's get more real. Good sleep is not an optional thing that you can compromise for work. Too much sleep deprivation kills creativity. Night owls often end up facing mental health and energy issues. In the long term, chronic night work lowers productivity, destabilizes mood, and even disrupts the process of converting temporary memory into a stable, long lasting one. Everything is about finding the balance and the rhythm. Morning brain is generally focused, logical, and structured, while the night brain is generally loose, more intuitive, and more divergent. And a good strategy I found to get the best of both worlds is to compartmentalize your work as such. Keep the ideation for the night, but the execution and the planning for the day. And when you do ideate in the morning, maybe help your brain be more risk-taking by working in dim lighting. See, the night doesn't make us more creative. It just makes us less afraid to be. If you liked this video, know that this is just one of many that are going to be dropping every week. Be subscribed to get those, and please like this video, comment, basically show some engagement to help the channel reach more audience. I explored the psychology of power, culture, and emotional conditioning other than the multiple series and short films lined up that also explore such narratives.